What is going on, guys? JPOD-SPORTS. So we'll go back to another video. In today's video, I'll be talking about how the top 10 in the NFL draft will be going. Now, to get into it, Tennessee Titans have the first overall pick, and they have just fired their GM, Ron Carthon. And obviously, as of right now, they do not have a GM, and they were apparently rumors had it that Cam Ward was their guy. That's like who they would have won, and it still might be that way because of Brian Callahan. So Brian Callahan might still suggest him to be the first overall pick. So it's either going to be a quarterback. It's going to be a quarterback for them no matter what. It's going to be Shador or it's going to be Cameron Ward. I think it's going to be Cameron Ward. I think that's the original plan. I think Brian Callahan would. That's who he would go with. I think Cameron Ward is going to be the first overall pick. I think he's got better tools, and I think it might be okay. He's got more potential than Shador. I think they might be all right. He might have the more elite, potential elite aspect because Shador Sanders, he's a good quarterback, but he's not gonna spin around and throw up a touchdown like for 40 yards like Patrick Mahomes does. So I think Cameron Ward goes the first pick, and then now this is where it gets tricky because the Browns. Everybody says it's the Giants. Well, it is the Giants that control the draft pretty much right now because this is either going to be Travis Hunter in these first three picks. It's going to be Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders going off the board. But is it going to be the second pick or is it going to be a third pick? Because I think Cleveland's in a lack of talent, so are the Giants. But the Giants are in a different scenario because the Browns seem to have a little more leeway with the ownership because the ownership could really fire Stefanski other times. But Stefanski's proven to be a winning head coach with the right pieces around him. They had restructured Deshaun Watson, pretty much confirming he's going to be back next year. They're not going to cut him. They can't cut him. They're negative $7 million of cap space. And they pretty much just need to collect assets right now. They can't afford to pick a quarterback in a bad situation and just screw up the whole operation. So I think this pick's gonna get traded to the Giants, and I think they're gonna do their work and try to get the Giants to get some urgency and trade it because Joe Shane really has 1 year, and he's going to try to extend that as much as possible by getting a rookie quarterback because John Mara might be like, okay, I've already messed up Daniel Jones. I fired his head coach his first year, and then after that, he's got two more head coaches, and he's just got screwed up. So he might be all right. We just keep him another year. They showed some improvement, and that's might help. Shador Sanders might help him get there. So I think this pick gets traded. I think it's going to be something similar to the 49ers, the Bears trade back in 2017 when the Bears got Mitchell Trubisky. It wasn't like two first rounders and like a really good player. It was just third round. It was third round picks, and I could look at it right now. Actually, it was the third overall pick. It was a third round pick that draft and a fourth rounder and a third round pick next year. So I think it's going to be something similar to that. I don't think it's going to be anything insanely like rich, causing the Giants a bunch of future assets. I think. Okay, apparently this is too much because I'm not trading for anything. So where's Cleveland? Here it is. Yeah, something like this. And then like if I throw in an extra third, yep. I think it's gonna be something like this. And boom, the trade goes through. Now this is gonna be Shador Sanders. Now this is where the Browns are gonna go Travis Hunter. I think that's what's gonna happen because you're gonna get. Even though I'm not the biggest Travis Hunter person, I don't know if he's going to work in the NFL. Maybe he will. Maybe he's going to be like a generational talent. And he's a generational prospect. You've never seen a prospect play both sides of the football. Jabril Peppers played some running back in college, but that was like some packages. He wasn't like full side offense, full side defense. I don't think he's going to do that in the NFL. I don't think it's going to work. I think he's going to give you some snaps on offense, but he's going to the majority of the time play defense. I think that'd be the best in his best interest as well. I think he's a better corner. He's a receiver, but I think he could give you some good snaps as a receiver too. The next pick, this is the Patriots, and now I think this is going to be a receiver. I think they go Terrio McMillan out of Arizona. He's a big body receiver. It's like 6'4", and I think he was a runner up in the Blitnikoff Award. I'm not sure. He might have been top 3. But I think they got to go receiver. You got to get Drake May a weapon. I think they're going to try to do that in free agency too. If it doesn't work, I think they're going to pivot to the draft. And as of right now, the information I have, I think they go McMillan here. Now, the Jaguars, they're going to go Will Johnson. They need cornerback help, and they need some defensive help. They got, I think it's, yeah, I really don't even know who they have at corner. I know they have Calais Campbell. Not Calais Campbell. Tyson Campbell at corner, and that's pretty much about it. They're in desperate need of help at corner, and I think they go get the best corner in college football the last 2 years in Will Johnson. Now, this is the Raiders. Now, the Raiders, you can't really go wrong with anything. They really pretty much, they go Will Campbell. They can reach on Jalen Milroe. Like, I don't think he's ever going to go in the first round. They could go corner. There's no really corners here. I think if they want a corner, it would be Benjamin Morrison or Trey Amos. But I think you could trade down and get something like that. Or you could go Mason Graham. But if they want to really buffer up the defensive line, just go best player available. That's a good option. And I think that's something I could see happening because they got Wilkins and they got Max Crosby. They got Tyree Wilson as well. That's also kind of developed this year a little bit. So you could really just have the defensive line set and done, and a division where you got to go sack the best player in the world. So I think Mason Graham would be a good pick. I don't think this guy makes it out. I think the fact that he made it out of the top 5 is a steal of the draft. Now you get to the Jets. The Jets. What can I tell you about the Jets? The Jets, they can't do anything right. So I don't think they go Milroe. I think Milroe would be at reach. I think unless he shows off on the combine. We haven't seen the combine yet. Haven't seen a Senior Bowl. We haven't seen a pro day. We haven't seen anything. The only problem with Milroe is his mechanics. His mechanics are really bad. He also has a tell when he's running the ball and when he's throwing the ball. When his legs are set, he's running it. Like if his legs are like I guess I could show my hands. Legs are like this. He's gonna run the ball all the time. If I can see it and other people can see it, the defensive coordinator is gonna see that. And if his legs are set back like this, he's gonna drop back and throw the football. So that's one thing he's got to work on, which is an easy fix, but it's something that's just kind of like tendency that he just does all the time. I think he needs to work on his mechanics. I don't think this guy's gonna be a first-year starter. He might not even be a second-year starter. I think this is it could be like a trade up in the first round. I don't see it. I think it's an early second and it's an early second round pick, the mid round, second round pick, or a trade up in the first, like a Lamar Jackson type. But he wasn't even a Heisman. And Lamar Jackson was a Heisman winner. The reason why Lamar Jackson even fell that far is because scrambling quarterbacks weren't a thing yet. Like they were like they have existed, but because of Lamar Jackson, he just became such a priority to having a quarterback is with speed, and that's just kind of how players have been coming development lately. Like everybody can run now, so I don't think he goes here. I think this is a situation where Abdul Carter goes out the board. I think the Jets need a pass rusher. Son Reddick, I think they're gonna cut him. Pretty sure. I don't know if he might be a free agent I think he is a free agent. Either if he's a free agent or not, he's getting cut or he's not on the team. So I think they go Abdul Carter, best player available. This guy's an absolute unit. This guy is like a Michael Parsons reincarnation. If you want to line him up off ball, he could do that. If you want to pass rush, he could do that. There's not many people like Abdul Carter that come into the draft. I think you go out and get this guy, and this guy's going to be your best player on defense. And now you get to the Panthers. The Panthers, surprisingly, Bryce Young has been really good this year. He had a really rough start, and he just came to his own. Really, I mean, he's looking like the player we saw in college, the guy that won the Heisman. So it's good to see him do good. I think they would go receiver. Luther Burton is a really good receiver. I don't know if this would be a reach here. It could be. This could be like a trade down with the Panthers. A team could trade up, get Will Campbell. Something similar around there. They could go edge and Mikael Williams, which I feel like it makes a lot of sense. But I think if Abdul Carter went past the Jets, he's going here. But I think Luther Burton could make sense here, and I think this is the route they're going to go. I think he's a really shifty receiver. He can run really good routes. Yeah, I think he has somewhere around 1,400 yards this year, somewhere around there. I'm not 100% sure. I should look it up right now. He's a really, really good receiver. You can check his stats. Oh no, my bad. He had 1,200 yards last year, but he had around 700 yards this year, but he also had some rushing attempts, and he's a very shifty receiver that could be developed the right way and be a really good player. Now, as we get to the Saints, they need a quarterback, they need a corner, they need a lot of things. I think this could be Benjamin Morrison, or Trey Amos, or trade down. They could trade this down. They go Will Campbell. They do need some line help. Trevor Penning hasn't been that great, so I think Will Campbell actually would be a good pick for them. I think this would be a really good pick for the Saints, and they go out and get a really good tackle. And now we get to the Bears. The Bears, another really disappointing team. They don't need Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty's going to go to the Cowboys. I'm not going to get into that in this video. That'll be a full mock draft, but I think he's going to go right to Dallas. They can do ton of different things. You go James Pierce Jr., who was projected to be the first overall pick before the year. They're in a bad situation here. You go Kevin Banks. They do need an offensive line. Kelvin Banks would be a really good selection. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to go Kelvin Banks. They need another tackle. What's his name? Is a free agent. Tevin Jenkins is a free agent. So if he doesn't come back, then you got to go Kelvin Banks. I know Tevin Jenkins is a guard, but you just need offensive line here in Chicago. I think Caleb Williams is sacked like 60 times. You need to go out and protect your franchise quarterback. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know if you want to see more mock drafts. This isn't going to be I'm not going to do this for all of them, or I just do this first time picks. I just kind of wanted to go through like the Giants, what they would do in the top three, like how I think the top three is going to go, really. Yeah, but that's pretty much about it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts of this mock draft, what you would change, what you didn't like about it, or what you did like about it. But let me know in the comments. If you're new, leave a like, subscribe if you made this far. You're a real one. See you guys in the next video.